My high is my highs are the strikes. Like yo, there's always a strike coming to sir. So yeah, those were one of my highs.
Hi, my name is Dr. Mapula and I'm a dentist.
Hi, my name is Dr. Katleho and I'm a dentist.
Welcome to our 9 to 5.
I don't even know how to answer this, but I wanted to become a medical doctor and then, well, basically, let me say dentistry chose me. So yeah, I wanted to become a medical doctor, but I had applied for both dentistry and medicine. Initially, I was chosen for a BSc course. I did that for a year, and then a year later, I got selected for dentistry. So that's how I ended up in dentistry.
One time I went to clean my teeth and I really liked the procedure. But then initially that was not what I was looking at. I was hoping to become a medical doctor as like any other young child. My parents wanted me to become a doctor, like a medical doctor. So, but then after seeing that person treating me and I fell in love with dentistry. So that's actually what inspired me to become a dentist. Like, this is cool, I would do it. So we do general dentistry, and under general dentistry we have basic dentistry, we have cosmetic dentistry and specialized dentistry. So under these three categories there are subcategories which Dr. Katleho will explain.
Well, under basic dentistry, there's cleaning and polishing. That's what we normally do. There's fillings. So if you come with your tooth fractured or there's a cavity, then we put a filling. And we also do extractions where we take out the tooth if it's very compromised. And we also do cosmetic dentistry. So under cosmetic dentistry, we do normally crown and bridge work, veneers, teeth whitening, dentures, which are false teeth. And then under specialized dentistry, we have what we call endodontic treatment, where we do root canals to save your tooth if it's very, very compromised and you don't want to take it out. And then we also do orthodontic work, which are braces.
So the subject I did in high school was math, physics, life science, and I did computer as an extra, and the other ones were just extra subjects. They were not important in dentistry. So these subjects, they will help you in dentistry because you do a lot of biology in dentistry and you need some physics, especially when you're a dentist. There's some analyzing that you need to do. And obviously with maths, it just helps your mind to be focused.
Okay, so the subjects that I did in high school were life sciences, physics, and pure maths. What was the other one? Oh, I also did consumer studies. But yeah, otherwise for dentistry, it's important that you do maths and physics and also life sciences.
I went to Sefako Makgatho Health Sciences University, previously known as Medunsa. And the requirements for dentistry, so you needed to get 80s for your maths, your physics and life sciences. And the others you can get away with 60s.
So we did dentistry for 5 years. That includes the clinicals. And then after that, there's 1 year of community service. And then after community service, you either get employed by the government or you basically on your own, you locum or you open up your own dental practice. My highs, my highs are the strikes. Like we did not rest. So whenever there was a strike, like we knew that you get to rest, like not think a lot about school. Yeah, so those are my highs.
As Dr. Katla has explained that dentistry is very difficult. So when you get that time to enjoy yourself, you must just use it. Don't play. Yeah, and my lows actually like challenges were the fact that you have to do clinicals, also study at the same time. So to juggle that around, it was very challenging for me, and yeah, it kind of left me depressed at some point. But I managed to get through. I passed in record time.
You had to be there like early in the morning at around 7 o'clock. Because kind of late in prosthodontics.
It was second year.
Second and yeah, third year I think. Yeah, because there was we had to go there like from early lectures. And then after that would leave at around maybe 7 o'clock because there were clinicals, and then you had to do your own lab work, so you'll be there doing dentures and whatnot. So I think those were one of my rules, because you're there 7 o'clock in the morning and then you must leave at around 6, 7 in the evening. I never failed, but I once had a sub exam, and I remember because of the strikes, I had to write that in January. So I didn't enjoy my December because I had to study for the sub that I was gonna write in January the next year. But otherwise, yeah, I did finish in record time. I love this question. We made it to second, when we were doing our second year, that was in 2016. Where did we meet? In class. And then, so I was placed in res when I was doing my second year. So she was my neighbor, so that's how we became close, and then,
And then she invited me to her 21st birthday party. That's when we became best friends.
Yeah. So we've been besties
ever since. So yeah, the partnership for business. So we've been planning to open our own practices since we were in 4th year. And yeah, when we got to doing community savers, we realized that we didn't like it at the government sector. You only do one thing, basically you just do extraction where we were placed. So, and then we decided to open our practice so that we can expand our skills.
So yeah, throughout the community service, we're basically saving up, and then later in the year, that's when we started like searching for places, and then bought what we had to buy. And then we opened our first baby, which is the Ntando branch. And then I think 4 months later, 4 or 5, we opened another branch in Tembisa. And then we'll be opening the big one
soon.
Like we had the pressure, because she was in Northern Cape, I was in Mpumalanga. She was in Kurumani, I was in MLO. So we were like far apart, and the plan was to open up practice in Johannesburg. So we had to always maybe like travel to the site to come search for places, like just to have a look at the area and then do research on the area as well. And then the other challenging part was having to save, I had to save up a lot of money in our community service. So I wouldn't necessarily say that we did enjoy the money, but at least it was covered. So I don't think we missed out on anything. So we got to save up.
The one thing that was chilling me was that we didn't know what we were getting ourselves into. So we were like, we will see what happens. So let's just save money and then, plan. The planning also, because we didn't really have an idea what's needed. And at the end of the day, talking to other doctors was very difficult because people are busy. So you're kind of on your own and you have to figure this thing out. Yeah, that was very tricky. Yeah, and we didn't know like how much we needed to save at the point. Yeah. We do believe that you need to have a mentor when you are about to start your practice because there are a lot of things that you need to know. Like there are so many laws that you need to know. There are so many things actually, like materials that are used. You can't do this, you have to do this. So when you have somebody guiding you through the journey, it makes it easier.
Otherwise, shout out to Dr. Mukoka.
Yeah, he's our
He's our
mentor.
mentor. He's been very, very helpful. Like whenever we're having challenges, he's our go-to person. The studying doesn't stop, but it does get like easier, so it's not as much anymore. But you need to like keep studying, like do courses to also get what we call CPD points. Important that you get your CPDs, and then besides the CPDs, I also think it's important to keep studying just to keep up with the times, the technology and materials and things like that.
How do I balance my social life and business? Is that dentistry is a 9 to 5. You can work from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock. You don't need to work at night, and you can choose to work from Monday to Friday. So you have a lot of free time in your hands. You can do whatever you want. So it's not as stressful as other courses.
Having to run the practice, like being the manager and then also being the dentist at the same time. So you have to work, see patients, and then at the same time manage the business. So that's the most difficult part.
So the most challenging part about dentistry is dealing with difficult patients. Don't give you headache, but you need to have the resilience to deal with them and just know that you are dealing with people and different kind of people. And the nice thing about it is that it's a 9 to 5. So afterwards, I get to socialize with other kids.
Yeah, so the part I love the most is the results, seeing patients happy, changing smiles. Yeah, I think that's what I love the most. So I'd advise you to study, like study, work hard, and to balance. If you want to groove, like groove, but as long as there's a balance in anything and everything you do. So basically study, balance your social life and your books, I guess. Yeah.
So the advice I would give to anybody who wants to do dentistry is that you need to be focused, you need to balance your books and your social life. And also, you need to know what you're getting yourself into. It's not an easy course. And also, don't expect that after you study it's going to be easy. There are still some challenges, so you need to prepare for that